All right, good morning, folks. We got Ryan Barker here for you all. As always, if you guys would use the raise hand function on the Zoom, and we'll get to questions for Ryan. Go ahead, start us off, Tyler Donahue.
Thank you, Ryan. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm good.
Good, good. Just curious, you're coming back to Beaver Stadium after, being the starting kicker for the last three games. Are things a bit different since you showed up to the stadium for the UCLA game in terms of how you are kind of interacting with people on the team, or maybe interacting with people beyond the team in your life because of the opportunity that you've had?
No, I wouldn't say so. I've always prepared for each game like I'm going in to play. So I try to just keep that level-headed mindset going into each opportunity that I have. So yeah, I wouldn't say that anything's changed on my part.
Seth Engel.
Ryan, now that you've had a few weeks to kind of process, what happened in LA, there's been a lot of talk of fighting through adversity. How do you think that game-winning kick maybe translated to the rest of the team, maybe in just their will to fight through whatever?
Yeah, I think that the opportunity that was presented for me with that kick, it showed that anyone on the team can be a contributor at any time, and we just all have to be ready to be able to do our job when that opportunity presents itself.
Rich Scarcella.
Good morning, Ryan. Thanks for doing this. You've been to Beaver Stadium for big games in your 2 years there, but what kind of environment are you expecting this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean every home game at Beaver Stadium's a privilege. So just the fact that we're playing Ohio State, it's gonna be that much more energetic for the fans. But for the team and how we handle it, it's just the same. It's the same game playing football and just worrying about going 1-0 each week.
Shane Thomas.
Morning, Ryan. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing? I'm good.
Doing great. You've been able to take this opportunity and run with it. What obviously being a kicker is kind of a tough job. You have to come in and pressure situations. How have you been able to kind of adjust to that opportunity and be able to step into that?
Yeah, so going back all the way to camp, Coach Lustig always reminded us as the specialist group that we always need to be taking each week in terms of our preparation seriously and preparing mentally like we're gonna go out onto the field and help contribute to our team. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I've had to do anything different, just staying the course and taking it each kick one at a time.
Daniel Gallen.
Appreciate the time this morning, Ryan. Last year when we talked to Alex Falcons, he said that he liked the opportunity to kick in a very packed stadium where everything kind of ran together, as opposed to when he was in the Ivy League and things were a little more scattered. What's kind of your view on that? Like, what's your preference when you're out there kicking in terms of what is going on around you?
Yeah, so I practice a lot of visualization and just what I'm gonna do the with the in terms of the days leading up to the game, and I try to block out as much as the outside distractions, potential distractions that could happen. So for me, it's just kicking a football through uprights. It doesn't matter where I am, what's going on. It's just I have one job to do, and that's where I try to put all my focus.
Seth Engel.
Ryan, I guess sticking on that course, how much does it help, going into a game like this, if your name were to be called in a high pressure situation, knowing that you've already made a high pressure field goal at some point this season?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously instills confidence to myself and the team, I would say. But at the end of the day, it's just another game of football, and there's not there's not enough pressure where I need to be adding more onto myself just because it's a quote unquote bigger game. It's the same task each week, and that's how I try to view it. So
Daniel Gallen.
Ryan, every other player on the team, we ask them if there's anyone at their position in the NFL that, they watch or take notes from. As a kicker, who do you look to or do you look to anyone, that was either ahead of you in college or, in the NFL for, tips, tricks, anything of that sort?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, it was a lot of Justin Tucker, and he's been the biggest factor in terms of who I look up to. But I also really enjoy watching Jake Elliott, just his demeanor and how confident he looks going up to each kick. So I would say those two guys were the two main ones for me.
Tyler Donahue.
Ryan, you've been in the locker room with Sander in that position room for a couple of years now. Could you maybe tell us how he has responded to the situation this year as a teammate, as a member of this special teams group? Obviously, an unfortunate circumstance for him, an opportunity for you. How is he managing through that circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we always have each other's backs. So that was the first thing, just making sure he was all right in a mental space as a specialist group, just checking in on him. But yeah, I mean, he's handled it really well, and he's been really supportive of what I've been able to do. So
Fernando Martinez.
Hi Ryan. Something I want to ask you is you are a walk-on, and I was wondering how tell me a little bit about your journey from being a walk-on to where you are today.
yeah, so I came here as a walk-on, and the mentality that I had coming into it was that I'm here for a reason, and that I'm just going to take a bet on myself and just believe in myself and put my head down and put the work in. And whenever the opportunity presented itself, I just knew that I had to take advantage of it. So obviously, like this season, it was a little bit earlier than I would have ever expected, but I'm glad that it happened, and I'm glad that I was mentally and physically prepared to do what I had to do.
Seth Engel.
Ron, I think this is the first time we've spoken to you since that USC game. Just wanted to follow up on, what was the outreach like? I know you're the first D1 football player from Kennett. Did you hear back from coaches, teammates, family? What was that week like for you after making that kick?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I was getting a lot of text messages from a lot of old coaches and a lot of family members, and it was just awesome to hear all of the words of encouragement from everyone that's helped me get to this point that I am today. So
And we'll go last question, Tyler Donahue.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I had my hand up still, but I'll ask one. Ryan,
Fair enough.
now that you've got this job, and you've got 5 games left in the regular season, what is kind of your mission? I know it's a week by week by week, but how do you make sure that you keep the same approach despite the new reality of your situation?
yeah, the biggest thing that I've been working on is just trying to not get too high or too low with everything that's been going on, and just doing my best to take it kick by kick and game by game. And that's the only way I see my success continuing. So I don't plan to really alter anything that I've been doing up to this point.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.